What's good, Laker Nation? Chat Sports will be live for the 2021 NBA Draft tonight. Our coverage starts at 6:30 over on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you can join us, youtube.com/chatsportstv. You're watching the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Senior. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. We're only a couple hours away from the 2021 NBA Draft, and Lakers rumors are heating up leading into draft night. So let's start off today's show with the latest on the Lakers' interest in Buddy Hield. Lakers have been linked to one of the better sharpshooters in the NBA for quite some time now. According to Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer, the Lakers have upped their offer recently to try to bring Hield in to team him up with Anthony Davis as well as LeBron James. And according to O'Connor, that trade package centers around the 22nd overall pick in tonight's draft, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who could be a salary match filler in that trade. Here's what O'Connor had to say in that report. Multiple league sources say Los Angeles has stepped up their efforts by adding the number 22 pick to a deal that include Montrezl Harrell and Kyle Kuzma or KCP. Hield to LA now has real traction, which would give the Lakers what they need. Shooting. Elite shooting. Since Hield entered the league in 2016-17, only him, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Duncan Robinson have averaged higher than 40% from three on more than 7 attempts per game. Last season, the Lakers ranked 21st in three-point percentage and 24th in three-point attempts per game. Now Hield could be a floor-spacing weapon with LeBron James as well as Anthony Davis. Hield in the same category as Steph, Klay, and Duncan Robinson. That is elite status, and Hield is an elite three-point shooter. You take a look at his numbers this past year, and they were really good on a lackluster Kings team. I think they could be better on a team like the Lakers because he'd have more open opportunities playing alongside the King LeBron as well as AD. 16.5 points per game, shot a little less than 40% from the field, or a little less than 41% from the field. But the main number you want to focus in here, it's the elite three-point shooting clip. Buddy Hield was knocking down tray balls around 39%. That's a great number when you consider the volume there of 10 three-point attempts per game. I think he'd be a good fit alongside LeBron and AD, and they'd be able to open himself up for some open looks. Here's this, too, to add on to that report from Kevin O'Connor. Back in 2016, who did Buddy Hield hire as his agent? Current Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka. That was before Pelinka went into the Lakers front office. So these two have a prior relationship. Pelinka is said to have admired, and he does admire Hield right now, a big reason why the Lakers are interested in trading for him. Here is that reported trade from KOC on your screen right now. Lakers get Buddy Hield. The Kings get the 22nd overall pick. I think they can get a pretty solid player there. Maybe a Chris Duarte out of Oregon, a Cam Thomas out of LSU. Both of those guys can play right away, but if you give it up for Buddy Hield, I think it's worth it. In addition to that, Montrezl Harrell or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Laker Nation, speak up, sound off in the comments. Who wins this trade? Type LAL for the Lakers. Type SAC for the Kings. Be sure to get those votes in the comment section down below. NBA Draft tips off tonight, 6:30, and we'll have live coverage on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed. We're trying to get to 260,000 subscribers, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Myself, Harrison Graham, live for all 60 picks, breaking down each selection, both rounds of the NBA Draft, and when it's all said and done, we'll let you know here on the Lakers Report who the Lakers go after if they don't trade their number 22 pick. Our coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to join us. On top of that report from Kevin O'Connor, there's this from Marc Stein, which came down on Thursday afternoon, talking about maybe DeMar Derozan going to LA in exchange for Kyle Kuzma if that Kings deal doesn't happen. The Lakers' talks with Sacramento on a potential deal headlined by Buddy Hield and Kyle Kuzma are the most serious so far, league sources say. But San Antonio is also believed to have interest in Kuzma in a possible sign-and-trade scenario involving free agent to be DeMar Derozan. Hield would be a promising acquisition given the Lakers' many roster constraints, but a deal with Sacramento to secure Hield's shooting could hinge on Montrezl Harrell's willingness to bypass free agency by picking up his $9.7 million per year player option. I don't think Montrezl Harrell would have any problem being included in a deal because you look back at that first round series against the Phoenix Suns, Montrezl Harrell was getting DNP'd by Frank Vogel. He wasn't even in the Lakers' rotation, and his season didn't live up to the expectations that many people had hoped for when he went from the Clippers to the Lakers. So I think Harrell has no problem being involved in a deal going elsewhere so that he'd be able to see more burn. There's also this. The Spurs have been in on Kyle Kuzma for a long time. This deal would obviously be different than the Hield-Kuzma deal, but the Spurs are said to like Kuzma. They're currently rebuilding a little bit. Why not bring in a player who's making $13 million over the next couple of seasons, who has some still decent value, still has some upside, but I just think Kyle Kuzma's confidence right now is damaged with LA. That's why I've been saying here on the channel, I think it's best for both Kuzma and LA to part ways. Kuzma hasn't been the player that he was early in his career when he was putting up big numbers on an albeit weak Lakers team. But since LeBron came to LA, since the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis, Kuzma has had plenty of opportunities to prove himself with steady minutes. Hasn't been able to do so. His numbers have dipped, so too has his production and his efficiency. And because of that, I think that's why his confidence has kind of gone down the tubes a little bit, which has affected his play. And we know that LeBron James loves his veterans. The Lakers are in a win-now mode right now with LeBron being 36 years old. So does DeMar Derozan fit that window currently right now with this current Lakers roster better than a guy like Kyle Kuzma? I think the answer to that question is yes. This is what Kuzma did last year. I don't think he was good enough. I don't think he was consistent. I think it's an excuse if you say that he didn't get enough opportunities because I think the opportunities were there for Kuz and he simply did not come through. 12.9 points per game. He's a good rebounder for being a wing. His field goal percentage, a little more than 44%, is just okay. The three-point percentage, about league average at around 36%. But you put him on the Spurs, and I think those numbers could go up. That's why I think San Antonio is interested. As for DeMar Derozan, I don't think he's the player that he once was in his prime with the Toronto Raptors. But over the last several years, this guy has been a steady contributor. 2017-18, it's averaging 23 points per game. Goes down to 21.2 the following season, back up to 22. And this past year, 21.5 points per game. And he's been a really efficient shooter and bucket getter as well. He's not going to spread the floor. He's not going to knock down a bunch of three-point shots. But you look at the field goal percentages on your screen, he is able to be an efficient player. And once again, he'll get opportunities and open looks playing on a much better roster in Los Angeles than in San Antonio. Speak up here. I'm interested to get your thoughts on this question. Do you like DeMar Derozan replacing Kyle Kuzma? I think it's a yes, so I'll submit my why. If you want to submit your N for no, you can do that in the comment section right now. Make sure you're subscribed to the Lakers Report by Chat Sports because things are only getting started in this litty offseason. This is your go-to offseason spot for everything Lakers. NBA free agency starts on Monday, August 2nd. Any move that the Lakers make, we got you covered. Any rumor that's tied to Los Angeles, we got you covered. The draft going on tonight on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. If the Lakers hold on to that pick at number 22, we'll break down that prospect, and let's get the 40,000 subscribers ASAP. YouTube.com/LakersTV, or hit that red subscribe button down below. And as always, we appreciate you for tuning in.